One big fish, one big fish, one big fish. All I wanna do is catch that one big fish. Might be a largemouth, smallmouth, maybe even a brown trout. If you ever catch one, you know what I'm talking about. All you wanna do is catch that one big fish. Might be a walleye, sawguy, maybe even a red eye. If you ever catch one, then you'll know why. All you wanna do is catch that one big fish. One big fish, one big fish, one big fish. All I wanna do is catch that one big fish. Might be a catfish, fatfish, or any other kind of fish. If I only had one last wish, all I wanna do is catch that one big fish. Yes, all I wanna do is catch that one big fish. All I wanna do is catch that one big fish.
This time on One Big Fish, we're headed to the great state of Virginia to their world-famous tidal river, the James. And we're going out with the former state record holder, Captain Hugh Self, to battle these big giant blue catfish, which he had a state record for a 4-year period of time, almost 75 pounds. And since then, yeah, it's been beat a couple times, but I got a funny feeling with Hugh's 30+ years of experience, we've got one big fish still left up his sleeve. I got a feeling it's gonna be a great outing. You need to sit back, relax. I'll introduce you to Captain Hugh and we'll find out just what kind of strategies it takes to put that one big fish in the boat. Well, just like I promised, here we are with the former state record holder here in Virginia on the James River, Captain Hugh Self. Now, Captain Hugh, I know this time of year you got a special game plan in store. Why don't you explain to the audience how we're going to be targeting these big old blue cats here in late June?
All right. Right now, late June, they're coming off the beds. They're really hungry. Actually, what we're going to be doing is drifting these steep drop-offs, channel drop-offs with the ledges. These fish will hang down low. They'll move up on these steep drops and feed. And we're going to be drifting some live bait, some stiff back white perch, and some big live gizzards, 14, 15 inches long. And they'll just come up and go down, and it's on.
Now, Hugh, what is a big fish here on the James?
Well, we just set a new record here about a month ago, 102 pounds.
Woo!
So,
Man.
Good fish, 60, 70 pounds. You could always expect to get a big bite on one of those just about every trip. Don't always get them in, but yeah, 40, 50, 60, 70 pound is a nice fish.
Well, you know, I can't think of a catfish river in the United States that gives you this kind of opportunity for these big 50, 60, 70, even 80 and 90 pound blue cats. So I got a feeling here on the side of one big fish, we are going to get that one big fish.
One big fish. Gizzard shad.
One big fish, one big fish, one big fish. All I wanna do is catch that one big fish. Might be a largemouth, smallmouth, maybe even a brown trout. If you ever catch one, you know what I'm talking about. All you want to do is catch that one big fish.
When it comes to tackle here on the James River, battling these big blue cats, we go pretty heavy here. I'll give you an example right here of what we use and on the technique that we're using on the river this week. First, your rod. You need right here is an 8-foot medium heavy rod. With the technique, drifted technique we're using, you want a little give in the tip of your rod so he don't just snap your line right off because they're slamming it. And then we're using a custom James River 10-aught circle hook. You see that right there? That's the bomb right there, I'm telling you. And we're using typical leader, 50-pound leader. Our main line is 40-pound, attached to a swivel. And then we got something a little special here, a little piece of tag-on tubing, straight from Jason Kittner from Baltimore. The man, the flathead man, showed me this. And then we got our slip slide, sinker slide there, so we can change our weights depending on the current. Sometimes we might be going 3 miles an hour, sometimes 2. All the weight you need is enough to hold your line straight down. Any more, the fish might feel it. And this little thing right here now, does it make a difference? I think it does. You haven't got that hard bead slamming. You got a little give right there. And sometimes that's all it takes for that big cat to take that big gizzard shad. And give me an example, like 10-ounce weights of what we'll be using tonight. We're at the first 3 hours of the current, which is the strongest. We'll be using that. And that's our basic setup, except for the reel. You're gonna need a nice heavy reel, good gear system, holds a fair amount of 40, 50-pound line. And that's what we're gonna be using this time. All we're missing now is that big gizzard shad and one big fish.
Now let's go to Frank's Great Outdoors to see what gear is recommended in pursuit of me.
Today we're going to be targeting the catfish, number 3 fish in terms of popularity in the whole United States. At Frank's we offer a wide variety of different tackle to catch the catfish. We'll start out with a medium to medium heavy 6.5 to 7.5 foot rod, bait cast style reel. You can run 15 to 30 pound monofilament or fireline if you choose. And we're going to use a circle hook on the end, which does all the work for you. Once the fish tries to swim away, the hook works itself into the jaw and doesn't come out. And depending on where you're fishing and on the current, you could use anywhere from 3 to 5, 6 ounces of weight to get to the bottom. Also, there's a lot of different manufactured baits from power bait to the Strike King catfish bait in little tubs of the blood or the barbecue bait. Also, they have little hooks that will hold the scent for you. And once again, at Frank's here, we have the freshest live bait in the state of Michigan. We sell attack crawlers. And hopefully, that'll help you catch that one big fish.
We'll be right back.
All right, Jason, thank you there for that big shad. We just caught these live. The way we hook these things with this custom 10-aught circle hook here with this thin wire, right behind the dorsal fin, you want to bring it back to yourself at an angle. That way, when it flops over either way, it won't get hooked back into your bait. So we're going to be suspending these baits while we're drifting. And a lot of mistake that a lot of people make is that they'll drop their bait down and just let the sinker go straight to the bottom, 30, 40 feet of water. Well, what's actually happening is they're leaving their bait up here. The sinker's going down, they might have 40 feet of line out here. You don't want that. You want your bait in the strike zone that you're marking your fish at. So actually you'll drop it a little bit and then you'll stop it. Let that sinker pull that bait back. Or you lift it up and pull it back yourself. In this case, so this big gizzard shad, he's swimming around down there. I hope the fish don't jerk it out of my hand. You drop it down a little bit more, stop it. Make sure your bait your leader came back to your weight. And you just do that several times. See that? All that slack? My bait was up, my sinker was down. You do that until look at that. Can't get that big shad down, he must be scared. I'd be scared too. All right, we've hit the bottom there. We'll pull our bait all the way to our sinker. Right now we want it about 5 feet off the bottom. So I reel it down to the water, bring it up. Put it in our rod holder. We're 4.5, 5 feet off the bottom, perfect depth. Also, you want your drag just a little bit looser than you normally would. When you get a 70-pound catch straight down, if you don't break your rod, it could break your line if your drag's not loose.
Another bait we like to use here on the James is called a Jeffro bait. It's a piece of cut bait. We usually take a fresh gizzard shad and we'll take the scales off of him. Sharp side of the blade up so you don't run the knife into you and cut yourself. Scales come off real nice. And what we do is cut the tail off. And then we'll just take a little bit of skin off the sides. This helps them bleed out a little bit more, put a little bit of scent in the water. You see the blood coming along the backbone there. Then we just take the head off. It's a nice piece of fresh shad. It's going to bleed out well. When we hook this up, and take your 10-aught circle hook, run it straight down through the middle. It's real tough here. You've got to twist your point, get it past the barb. You'll feel it pop through. And you always want to make sure you don't have any scales stuck onto your barb that may prevent that hook from penetrating the corner of the fish's mouth. And it'll be the same presentation as the live bait. We'll drop this bait down the bottom, then crank him up about 4 to 5 feet.
Yeah, whose voice is that?
The lady that did it, her husband,
Yeah.
Wade Queensberry.
You gotta see this website of his dad. It's so cool. This fish, blue catfish. I know. His real low voice is so cool. He's talking and talking and talking. As Hugh always says. And then he says this saying about dancing with fish women.
Yeah, he didn't get that exactly right.
Yeah.
How's it feel, man?
Not too bad, not too bad. That was that Jeffro bait we cut up earlier.
Good old Jethro bait. Great googly moogly. Boy, he's holding down there, isn't he? Man,
He's coming up now.
he hit it good. The skipper's head is going up and down these humps as we're drifting along. And apparently this is what was hiding behind one of them, eh? Oh man, nice fish. Look at that. Heck yeah. Nice fish. Look at that.
There we go. Thank you, Captain. Here.
Oh yeah, look at that. Corner of the mouth. I'll grab that rod for you. Corner of the mouth. That great big old giant circle hook did the number, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
And this was a cut bait, right?
Yeah, that's unusual. Usually it's a live bait. But we'll take them anywhere we
That's
can
right.
get 'em. That's why we use different baits.
Yeah. Pays to have that variety, that bait selection. All right, I'll get that out of your way. Reel that in.
All of them been long.
Chunky, thick.
Nice. You're looking at a 30 plus. Right?
Yeah. Nice thick blue. Wow, man. Sure did pull good.
He took
Didn't
that rod right down.
Sure did pull good. Man. Wow, nice.
Hold on.
Hold on. Yeah, nice job. Look at that big old gut on that thing. And here, this is supposed to be a post-spawn fish. Nothing skinny about it, Captain. Nothing skinny about that fish. Yeah.
Good job.
Thank
Cool
you.
breeze. Here we are drifting down this ledge with the live gizzard shad. And this one just took her down. Oh, it might be coming up now. They put a little strain on me there a minute ago. Might just be a little mean one, I don't know. Yep. he scared me.
Boy, he's got some
These
attitude.
fish
Don't he?
are active.
All kinds of
Right,
attitude.
nice fish.
Got him in the net.
Woo!
That thing was mean.
That thing, I'm telling you, nailed that bait.
Anytime they can take down a, what a
Man.
12, 14-inch live gizzard chin?
He's just a little under 100, I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's
just a little.
somewhere between 20 and 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I brung him up quick. I heard him.
You got some spawning marks, but they're
That's the
healing
way I
up.
throw it down, I tell you that. Nice dark fish, that means structure.
Structure. Good riddance. That's a mean one, man.
Love it when it comes together.
Dang, look at the rod, man.
All right, keep your rod tipping. You all right?
Yeah, it's
Need
just I
some
can't.
help?
I can't put my hand on this rod because it's all slimy above it, and I
We'll
can't get a
blame
good
Jason
grip.
on that. Old slimy hand,
Is
Jason.
it Jason?
Yeah, old slimy
On
hand.
these other two rods that are out
I
there.
thought Jason was on my side here.
We are.
Oh!
There he is.
Holy cow! Holy moly! Oh, look at that
Now that is
guy!
one
Holy
big
cow!
fish.
Woo!
That's one big fish. Good job, you. All right. Taking that thing.
Dang!
Good job. Vicky.
Wow!
That's-
Man, Hugh, this guy's huge.
Nice.
This is one big fish. Holy cow! Dang!
Man,
Well, what do you think? We should get him back in the water?
I think so.
Maybe Jason can give me a hand here. Ugh.
Right.
Dang!
Great job, Victoria.
Wow, look at that guy. Woo! Man, when he was under that water, I didn't think he was going to be that big.
All right, thumbs up.
Good job.
All right.
You are watching One Big Fish.
Hugh got us down here, and I tell you what, the fish finder just started looking like a public parking lot, all kinds of fish on it. And he said, look out, they're following the baits. And this thing just folded in half, about put the eyelets in the water.
That was a big live gizzard too, wasn't it?
Another big live gizzard shad.
Right.
Hugh's policy is the bigger the bait, the bigger the fish, and I'm gonna tell you what, they keep getting bigger. Now this is definitely a bigger fish, big bubbles coming up right here. Now if you're keeping track, we had a 25, oh, take and
Whoa.
drag, take and drag. We had a 25, then we had a 35. This is definitely bigger, at least he's fighting better. I'd say this is probably in that 40-ish class, Hugh. He's feeling like he's staying down deep. He's always getting close.
Whoa.
Good fish.
Son.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he's up. Oh, nice fish. Look at that. Great. Googly moogly. Look at the size of that fish. Holy cow. See that fit in that net? Holy cow. Man.
Right.
Wow.
Son.
A dinosaur. Holy cow. Way to go, Captain Hugh. Man. Nice
That's a
fish.
male too. That's a big male.
A big male. All right.
45.
45 inches.
Much longer, but that's a nice one.
We weighed him in at 50 what?
57.
57 pounds. I'm gonna tell you what, that's a big fish, no matter where you're at. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That's a male too, Don. You can see
Yeah.
it on the top where he's been fighting and beat up.
Yeah, he's got those little scars up on top. Scars up on top. Oops. Come here, guy. Crunch down on this. Yeah.
A monster.
The monster. The monster. Now this is one big fish. I'm gonna tell you what, 57 pounds of freshness.
Look at his
Look at the
head.
length on that.
Turn him this way. Look at the width of the head so they can see that. Right here, Don, across here.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, there. Look at that.
Yeah, look at the length on this, the width on that head. Of course, now if you could feel him crunching down on your hand, you get a whole new understanding.
He'll be wearing gloves too.
Yeah, yeah. Man.
Nice. Nice, Don. Nice, Don. Nice.
So I still got 5, so I'm all right. I'm all right. Wow.
He ain't been off the beds long.
Look at that.
He's starting to feed
There's
up.
some scale for you, right?
No gut. That fish gonna be 60 pounds here for too long.
The width of that head, big fish. Just coming off the spawn, like you were saying, this fish normally, you know, on a normal time, you know, probably middle of the summer, in the fall, stuff like that. If he's 57 now, he's, what, mid-60s easy?
Mid-60s when he fills out.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You see why they're so powerful, this big wide tail. Wide this tail is.
Yeah.
That's why he fights so hard.
Man, that is one big fish.
Let's get him back.
Yeah, let's get him back over here over the side. I'll let you check him out swimming off. Yeah. Look at the size of that head. Well, he's in that I'm gonna take your fingers with me position. See the width on that head? Look at the size of that mouth. That's how they can grab a hold of these big, giant, 18-inch long live gizzard shad. I'm gonna let him go. You ready? At home? Check him out. Here he goes. Whoa! And I got all 5. All right. I'm gonna tell you what, between Jason on that net, which is the size of Nebraska, as it is, but having to manipulate all around these rod holders, Jason, you the man. I'm gonna tell you what. And Hugh, he put us on this drift. I'm gonna tell you what, there's more fishing out there than a Wendy's parking lot. As usual, we got that one big fish. You know, you name the season, and the James River here near Richmond, Virginia is probably my favorite place to be when I'm chasing great big blue catfish with none other than Captain Hugh. You know, Captain Jason and Captain Hugh have had us on big fish this entire week, and typically this time of year has been a little bit slower. This is when these fish are coming off the spawn, but you can't keep these guys down. They know the river too well, and Hugh's always got something up his bag of tricks. I got a feeling you give Captain Hugh a call, he can squeeze you into that book so you too can get out here and catch some of these monsters for yourself. So for one big fish, I'm Don Sweet, and we'll see you next time out on the water looking for that one big fish.
One big fish, one big fish, one big fish. All I wanna do is catch that one big fish. Might be a largemouth, smallmouth, maybe even a brown trout. If you ever catch one, you know what I'm talking about. All you wanna do is catch that one big fish. Might be a walleye, sawguy, maybe even a red eye. If you ever catch one, then you'll know why. All you wanna do is catch that one big fish. One big fish. One big fish. One big fish. All I wanna do is catch that one big fish. Might be a catfish, fatfish, or any other kind of fish. If I only had one last wish, all I wanna do is catch that one big fish. Yes, all I wanna do is catch that one big fish. All I wanna do is catch that